I'm Catherine Soy in Kinshasa. A year ago, Martin Fayulu was barely known beyond the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital until he was nominated as a presidential candidate of a coalition called MBOKA. His campaigns have been marred by violence, with security forces using tear gas and live ammunition to disrupt his political rallies and stop him from accessing some parts of the country. Some opinion polls say that he's the biggest threat to President Joseph Kabila and the ruling coalition's candidate Emmanuel Shadari. But can he win the election? Martin Fayulu talks to Al Jazeera. Martin Fayulu, thank you for talking to Al Jazeera. What political challenges have you faced in this election?
Yeah, the challenge was the organization. The question was, is CENI capable to organize the elections? CENI had the willingness to organize the transparent and credible elections. That's the question. And we push CENI to that extent to organize the transparent election, credible election, and now we are asking CENI to finish the process. That means to give us the result which should be the truth coming from the ballot paper.
But how credible can this election be? I mean, we saw during voting there was a lot of disorganization. Many people were not able to vote, including their own supporters from parts of the east of the country.
Yeah, but I agree, completely agree. It was deliberately organized, but the willingness of the Congolese to have the change, to change things in this country, to go for prosperity, was very, very high, so that people committed themselves to have something. And then we had it. People responded massively. They went to the poll and they voted, and we are waiting for the result. And the result is, as you can say, explanatory.
If the ruling party candidate, Emmanuel Shadari, is declared winner, what are you going to do?
People of Congo are asking for the truth and the justice. They are asking that the act, they have made, should be reflected to the result, or the result should reflect what they did on Sunday the 30th. That's it. That's what we are asking CENI. The president of CENI is a Christian. For the Christian, the love and the pardon, they are the two values. And I think for each believer, not only Christian, we need love.
But if Emmanuel Shadari is declared the winner, what are you going to do? Are you going to call on your supporters to go out to the streets? Are you going to the Constitutional Court?
No, the problem, I cannot see how Mr. Shadari can win. If you have witnessed what Congolese, what they have done, and how they went to the poll, how they were excited, and I doubt if somebody can have a courage to proclaim Shadari as a winner. But we are not there. But what we are saying, we want the result to come out. And the result should be in accordance with the truth and the justice, in accordance with what Congolese people did on Sunday, December 30.
But you yourself have said, and other people have said as well, that there are fears that this election could be rigged in favor of this ruling party candidate. So if, I ask again, he is declared the winner, what steps are you going to make? I'm sure there are already plans on the way.
I'm saying I cannot imagine that Shadari be declared as a winner. It will be a provocation. And I want those guys, the Seni, to refrain themselves provocating the Congolese. No provocation. Please, what they have to do, they tried any other strategies. They have spent the country money. The country has lost time to develop itself. And today, we are ready. This is the new era we have to start. The era of dignity of Congolese and the era of prosperity of Congolese.
You say that it will be a provocation. What does it mean? Do you think that it could possibly lead to people violently reacting to that announcement?
You know that the SADC Commission for the election came here and told us that we have to sign a commitment. We said yes. And we mentioned in that paper that the Seni should commit itself by not behaving or have a behavior that will lead to violence. That we continue to insist. Seni has to give us the correct figure, the correct result, because he will be responsible if he provoke people. But we were ready to sign that paper saying that we have to respect the law, we have to reframe ourselves by, letting people or provoking people. But the Seni didn't want to sign that document. Finally, nobody signed the document. And that's why we are telling everybody in this world, we are telling Seni particularly, that Seni has to reframe itself to provoke people. And he has to announce, Mr. Nanga has to announce the result which should reflect the will of Congolese.
What does your own tally say, from across the country? What does it say about who's in the lead so far?
My tally is saying what you witnessed clearly. It's a kind of, just take someone and say, okay, we want you. This is what they're saying, but we reframe ourselves to give the correct figure. We have a lot of them, and now we are getting some others, and at the time we'll give you what our statistics are saying. But I hope that they will not stop the internet.
You have been described as a reformer, a man of integrity. You've been constant in your criticism against President Joseph Kabila and his government, against corruption that is endemic in this country. Yet you're being backed by two individuals, two prominent politicians who are very wealthy. Let's start with Moise Katumbi, who has been accused of mega corruption. He is the former governor of the mineral-rich Katanga in the southeast. And then there is Jean-Pierre Bemba, who was recently acquitted by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity, but human rights organizations also saying that his militia really carried out these atrocities in Central African Republic. So how do you reconcile yourself with that?
First of all, let's start with Moise Katumbi. Moise Katumbi is a businessman. Everybody knows that he made this money through business, okay? And if there is something wrong, people have to go and ask and check. For me, I don't have anything else to say, just to know he is a businessman. It's not bad or a sin to be rich if you got your money properly, okay? But I don't have to go to another extent. For me, what I know, he's a businessman. He said so many times.
He had this
connections with government that he used in the mining industry in Katanga, forming parallel mining companies and things like that. And you, as I mentioned, has been very constant in your criticism against the government and all that the government stands for. But Moise Katumbi has been in bed with the government for all these years until they fell out with the president, and he used those connections to build his wealth.
Okay, now, if you use your connection to build the wealth, I didn't
corruptly, some people say.
But you are saying corruptly. I cannot just go ahead and say corruption if I don't have evidence. When I'm talking about Kabila and Kabila's family, but we had Panama Papers. I don't know if you saw Katumbi names in the Panama Papers. I didn't see it. Okay, that I'm talking about what I've seen, what I know, but I'm not talking about rumors. Okay, we have to be to talk about facts. Now, for Jean-Pierre Bemba, I know Jean-Pierre Bemba very, very well. Okay, since we were young, I know Jean-Pierre Bemba. Jean-Pierre Bemba, he went to school, and he had his father who was a businessman, and he is himself, he's a farmer, he's a businessman, he's everything. But now, if you go and you talk about international courts, yeah, but they have released him. They say that all what they have accused him are not true. What do you want me to say more? That's what I know. You are also talking about corruption on him. I don't know. I never got something like that. He's free. Now, these guys of Kabila, they didn't want him to contest, to run, and he's there. He's backing me. Two of them, they're backing me. And we want all people to come for all of us to build a new Congo. As I said, this new era, it will involve all Congolese for us.
So what agreement did you make in Geneva when you were being nominated?
You know the agreement.
What was the content of that agreement?
The content is, we released that paper. Is
what is behind the content? What did you promise the two individuals who are backing you, for example?
Let's see. The paper is there. You read the Geneva Agreement. The Geneva Agreement is about the change, to change the system. The ruling party has to go because that party, Kabila's, has failed. Okay, has failed, and then we have to change things in Congo. That's about that agreement. Everything is written there, and we said we want power for the Congolese to live a better life tomorrow.
Did you agree?
We want the power to be for Congo to be a country which will respect the law, and then we should be the rule should be the state of law.
Did you agree that you're going to call for another, if you are elected as president, you're going to call for another election in 2 years to allow for the two to run in a credible election?
We agreed that this election that we had, it was something that we call in force, and it didn't include all Congolese. But why not having a time for us to put everything in place so we can call for a really credible and transparent elections?
In 2 years?
It's, we said 2 years, 3 years, why not? And then we have an agreement. This agreement is there, and we have to respect our agreement.
Are they bankrolling your candidacy, Moise Katumbi and Jean-Pierre Bemba? Are they ones who are paying for your campaigns and things like that?
No. We put our efforts together, including money, including time, including our intelligence. Yeah, I paid for the campaign. Everybody contributed, everybody contributed because all of us, we have candidates for the legislative, the local legislative and the national legislative. That's why we put the money. That if the election is what? Election is, okay, my friend, I'm campaigning. Do you have 1 kobo, if it was in Nigeria? Do you have $1? Do you have this? And then I had friends and who contributed. And myself, I put my hand on the pocket and gave something. Katume did the same, Bemba did the same, and other friends did the same.
Okay, and if you are elected as president, will you go after individuals that are said to be corrupt, individuals in government, the cronies?
If I'm elected, there will not be revenge. No revenge. But we'll sanitize the country. We'll have that rule, 0 tolerance for corruption. Okay? If you know that you have the country money, you have the country property, you better give back to the country. That's the rule will be that.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, let's just go back to the election a little bit. You have before said that you don't believe this poll is credible. You don't believe that election is going to be credible. So why then do you participate? Is this not legitimizing what you've already called a bad process?
You know, you can do whatever you want. If you have a football game, you have a referee. If your team is very strong, with a poor team, but you know that you'll win. But what you will try, you go to the arena, and then you start, because you know that you win. We knew that the FCC, the Kabila side, will provoke us. They wanted us to boycott the election. That's why they put all bottlenecks in front of us. But we said, as we know that Congolese people want to change, then we will win. What we have to do to minimize the risk, okay? You know, if you are a businessman, you have to think, or either you maximize your profit or you minimize your expenses. What we did, we said that we have, you know, to really minimize the risk and maximize our change. What is, that is, go to our people, see them, discuss them. That's what I've been doing for long, going around the country, discussing with people and telling them my vision, what I want to do for this country. That's why we say no boycott, and we didn't boycott. You see, despite the fact that they disorganized, but the people say, we'll face you, and they face them, that the result is there.
Let's talk about these electronic voting machines that you've been very much against, but then you decided to go to the election anyway, if they're going to be used as printing, if the machines are going to be used just as to print the ballot papers. The Electoral Commission has come out to say there will be some transmission, but the final result will really be determined by the physical count of the ballots. Do you believe this now?
No, they cannot say that, because the president of the Electoral Commission said we will use only the counting from the ballot paper, nothing else. He said so. We told him to commit himself. He committed verbally, and we told him to put it in writing, which he didn't want. But we will not accept the result that will be transferred electronically. The ballot paper are there, the count should be manually, and the result should be transmitted manually. That's why you hear some people from FCC saying that they have won. But we have seen in many polling stations the result that they are presenting, where Fayulu is ahead by far. I don't know what they are saying. We have, again, to come back and, ease the situation not to provoke anybody, we have to use the counting, the manual counting.
Since colonialism, the Congolese people and their minerals have been exploited. People have been left to poverty. Only the elite have benefited. So how different are you from everybody else who have sought to lead this country?
The difference is that I have a background, I have knowledge, I have work, I have experience, I have delivered, okay? I'm not someone who can promise and not deliver. I promise. I have a vision, I have a program. I'm telling the Congolese people that I will deliver. We will have prosperity in this country. We will have dignity in this country. We will build a road. We will put money for education, because our valuable asset is the people. And then we want to educate them so they can be strong, and each individual will face the life to work for this country. I promise that we will have the rule of law in this country, and then we will deliver. I promise that we will have integrity in this country. The country money should be used for building road, building hospital, school, and so on. We will have in this country the business, because we want industry, we want to invest in agriculture, we want to give people food, we want to give people jobs, and we will do so.
I've seen some of your pledges. For example, you have promised 5.1 million jobs at least every year, and you've talked about security and to fix the economy as well. Do you think that maybe you're over-promising in a country that has so many challenges for so many years?
I'm not over-promising. I know how to set high objective standard. I cannot be in the just level ground. I know how to deliver. I work for ExxonMobil, and every time, each year, I set the high objective standard and I achieve them. What I said, 1.5 million jobs in this country is workable. You can deliver it. Let's say in the agricultural sector, we promise to give 2.4 million jobs every year. If we want to have farm everywhere, have work in Kenya, have seen everywhere, you have farm. See this country. You leave Kinshasa, you go to Mwanda, you see the virgin land. And we can, grow maize. And if we grow only maize in this country, and you can grow maize everywhere in Congo, we have 80 million acres of arable, land. We can do it. And how much money you can get from that, how many jobs you can create for that. You go to the, tourism sector. We have tourism everywhere. We have things to show to the world everywhere in this country. Yet, we are not doing anything. We had $4.5 million coming from tourism, whereas some other country, 3 billion, 10 billion, and no, this is a joke. We can have job in that sector, we can have money in that sector. You go to minerals, we have chance today from everything that God gave to this country to just put our intelligence and give the added value. And today, we are just doing like in a primitive era. You go to the tree, take mango, and you eat. You go to the tree, no. Now we have to produce. We have, as I said, we have to add our own added value on what we have, in what we have, please.
Martin Fayulu, thank you very much for talking to Al Jazeera.
Thank you very much. Thank you.